The young people in Ghana have taken responsibility in calling out its government's issues on medical distribution, unemployment issues, issues that are pertaining to democracy, basically. And these youth are calling on the government to look at this infrastructure of the country and a whole lot more. There are also a lot of natural resources in Ghana, but the people of Ghana do not feel like they're having the fair share of the cake. At least the youth are rising and sharing their opinion on social media. There's also been issues of social media, media censorship, and a whole much more which the country is experiencing now. Now, we have a young man called Kali J. Kali J is also known as Joshua Boy Doe. He started a viral campaign called "Fix the Country," and it has gotten fire. The youth of Ghana has jumped on the bandwagon, and there have been so many prominent people within the youth, within the young generation Ghana, who have decided to take these matters on. Notable with some of these names are Ifya Odo, who was recently arrested by the security agency of Ghana for trying to protest her rights as a citizen of Ghana. I know this has been a long introduction, but we wanted you to get grasp of what we're going to be talking about today. And so without much ado, I want to introduce my own brother here in the city of Chicago, Ivan Domenyo. Ivan Domenyo is a database developer. He's also a blogger. My brother, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Daniel Aponsa is a member of the U.S. communication team for the NPP. He's been here before the last elections in Ghana. Daniel, you're welcome to the show again.
Alenko, thank you, and thank you for my fellow guests. I appreciate you being on here, and thank you to all the listeners out there and viewers out there as well.
Brilliant. Next to him is Prince. Prince happens to be a member of the convener, and I want him to expand on that term, what it means. I guess it's a name given to the members, the core members of the Fix the Country movement. If that's the case, please let us know. But Prince, you're welcome. I think this is your first time. You're welcome to the Progressive Mind Show.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me. And a good evening from where I am to my fellow panelists. Just to clarify, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. But yes. Before you clarify, let me just finish going through the introduction. We have Emrati is a blogger and a fashion designer. He resides in Germany. Emrati Maserati. How you doing, bro?
Blessed King, respect, Lion, and I really appreciate for your time, because it's my first time to be on this show, and I really appreciate with that. And I hope whatever we are going to discuss here with my respectful leaders, and I mean like brothers here, I hope after because what we need to bring peace, especially peace in Ghana, and to move Ghana first. Yeah, that's what we need. So
excellent,
respect.
Thank you so much. And then next to him is my brother here. Let me just get a name. Arnold, you're welcome. Arnold is also a database analyst. He resides in the United States. Arnold, you're welcome to the show. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Cool.
Yes, I said thank you for having me, and a good morning from California to all panelists and those watching us, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And the last on the list is DJ Fuad. DJ Fuad, you are good. Can you see us and hear us good?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. DJ Fuad is also a TV presenter. He's also a TV presenter, a blogger, and also happens to be the manager for the CSF family. What's his name? Avram Moshe. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're welcome again, and let's go straight into the discussion.
I'm the General Secretary.
General Secretary. Okay. General Secretary, thank you so much for the correction. So, Prince, you were telling us, you were going to tell us what your role is with the Fix the Country core leadership, if that's a, I mean, so to speak. I mean, is that core leadership? And if that's the case, is the name the convener that we were referring to? Please help us, get the breakdown of the leadership of Fix the Country, of the Fix the Country movement.
Okay, thank you very much. So the thing is, consistently, even throughout this whole campaign, we have consistently maintained that this is an organic movement, and it's an organic movement that's started amongst the people, among the youth of Ghana. So it's a leaderless organization. It's not your regular organization that has a hierarchy. But what we have would be members, and we would have people who would be coordinators of the movement, basically. So it's not like we are leaders. We are just accidental conveners of the movement. And that's
okay. So if
that's
you
basically
use
what the messaging has been so far.
Okay, does the term convener has any specific meaning, or is just literally what it is? You are conveying the message of Fix the Country. Is that what it is?
Yes, it means that we are convening events, and we are convening messages to on behalf of the movement. So it
okay.
is what it is.
But you agree that Joshua Boy, which is Kali J, started this whole movement on social media?
Of course. I mean, so the thing is, I think I always say that yes, Kali J has been the person who gave this movement a momentum, and I think it's through his influence on social media. That was how come we all came behind and rallied behind the hashtag, because
excellent.
He has been doing this work in a lot of in his own capacity as a social media influencer.
Now, good. Let me get.
But I think he would also.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. We had Kali J on the show several weeks ago, if not just a few, and he gave his view, he gave his vision. I mean, he just talked about why he started it, and so thanks for authenticating that. But let's get the views from our guest. Firstly, from Domenyo. Sorry, I'll just call you Ivan. I know I'm calling you by your last name, Ivan.
It's okay.
Take a minute to tell us. Take a brief moment to tell us your view of Fix the Country movement that is currently going on in Ghana. Your overview of the whole movement.
Well, I think it's a nice movement, and when I first started seeing the outpour on social media, I really liked the movement, and because we've all seen and witnessed, we've all been in Ghana. It's not like we were born here. We've all lived in Ghana. This thing has been going on for so many years. Leaders just spend, and we don't see anything happening. So when I saw the movement, I said, "This is a nice movement," and I took it upon myself to spread the word too.
Okay,
and that's why I'm here today.
Okay, great. You thought it was a nice movement. Being nice alone, is good, but I think there's the vision right behind the nice is also what we want to look at. And I'm sure that's what you were implying too by saying nice. So thank you so much for sharing. My brother from Germany, Maserati, go ahead.
Thanks so much, Senior. But one thing I would like to say.
Just call me Alinko. You call me Alinko all the time.
Oh, okay. You're kidding. All right, sorry. So, Alinko, I mean, what I would really want to say is that let's put every political affiliation or whatever aside, and let's think about Ghana first. That's the most important. You understand? Fix the country, and everything. It's very important for us to fix the country. But let's see. When this political party comes, there's another Wahala problem. There's another Wahala problem. Let's put everything aside. I know that there's a lot of people here. They are living in a different diaspora. You understand, and they see what is going on.
Yeah.
In America, Germany or whatever. Let's think about Ghana first. And that's the most important. See their system. You see their system.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to talk about.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Let me say one thing, please. Because I'm in the mood, I'm in the spirit. Let me say it. You understand? See, when we see, let's see, even in Germany here, if you have a child, the government's supposed to give you something for your child. And do we have the same thing in Ghana, if I may ask? Our leaders, I can say it boldly, that they have really failed us.
Okay.
From the beginning to the end. If they really want to change their mindset, they have to really change. Let's put MPP and NDC aside and let's talk about Ghana.
Okay.
That's the most important. That's why I'm here.
I'm
here to speak my mind. That's it. We shouldn't just come and say I'm an NDC. I'm not here because of NDC or MPP, but I'm here because of Ghana. That's the most important.
My brother Murati, I'm
in the mood.
I know you. I feel your mood, man. We're all in the mood. Yeah.
That's what I'm here.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. When we are talking about to fix the country, see what happened in Ghana, see what Efia Odo is doing, see what some of our parents is doing. Please, let's put everything aside and let's talk about Ghana. That's the most important.
We are going
everything is politically motivated, and everything is politicized.
Our leaders has really failed us.
Okay,
let's disappointing. Let's talk about that the fact, so that we can move Ghana forward.
Ratty, we will go to
no child support in Ghana.
I hear.
Alinko. Yes, if the government, please, if the government is really, please, you give me that opportunity. Let me speak my mind. That's what I'm here.
No,
with your due respect, because if the government really want to support, let's do it. Party Sam and Ghana, bro.
Meba.
Senior, Party Sam Alinko. I'm in the spirit. Let's flow everything out.
Ratty, Meba. I'm 1 minute.
I'm disappointed.
I know. Ratty, Bisrawa, who said, there are others on the show, right?
I know. I respect everyone here. But we are all Ghanaians. Let's talk about Ghana first. That's why we are here. If you want to talk about Ghana first, then I'm inside. But if you really want to channel and to do this and this, then I'm sorry. Because the most important, let's talk about Ghana. Bro, that's the most important. No?
Okay.
Let's put everything aside.
I'll move on to the next guest. I'm sorry. Fuad, please go ahead. And no, before Fuad, Arnold, your 1 minute overview of the Fix the Country movement. Your basically, what do you think?
Thank you. I think Fix the Country movement, it's something that has come and it's something that has to stay, not just for today, but tomorrow. As long as we exist, we need to ensure that we have an infrastructure that will be able to meet the demands, not just for today, but tomorrow. So Fix the Country basically means that fix our state institutions, fix our health system, fix our road network, fix our educational system, fix the security, provide relief for the people of Ghana, and let the future generation come and see that indeed our forefathers toiled and put their lives on the line for us to have a better Ghana. We need a country that the next generation will be able to dream and say that the Ghanaian dream is something that we can all realize. So the Fix the Ghana project, it's a movement that would have to cut through all the various, divisions that we have in Ghana, i.e. religious, political, socio-economic. It cuts through everything. It's high time. Collectively, we come together and fix our nation.
Respect.
Thank you.
I really appreciate with this. Thank you, bro. Please, what is your name? I really want to know your name. Your name.
His name is Arnold.
Arnold. Thank you so much. Because today we are all here, and we know what people are going to watch this show. Because
Daniel Posa, Daniel, can we get your view on?
Let's Alinko, I really like the passion from my friend in Germany. Yeah, and I think that is the kind of activism that we need, because there's a point in the history of a country that I think we say, hey, we have to reflect back and begin to build better. And so, yes, Alinko, Fix the Country. I mean, who else can be against a noble idea like this? It's because we all want the betterment for our country. Everybody who is here today, love Ghana in some way. Hey, nobody gets paid here by taxpayers' money, but look at the time and effort people have devoted to come and speak about their country. And that alone should tell you that, yes, people really care about Ghana, irrespective of the fact that, I mean, we are not where we want to be. People feel like we have the potential, we have the ability, we have the capacity. And so people feel bad when we are not there, given all the capacity and all the, human resources that we have. So Alinko, I think it's a good conversation. And I'm liking it that there are like-minded people here who have passion for it. And as we delve into the issues, we will discuss them one by one. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And so, Fawad, can you hear us, please? A quick overview of what on the Fix the Country movement, quickly, and then we can head to the try and look at the next question. I think we're having a difficulty with Fuad's feed. Fuad is not able to hear us. We'll see if we can do something about it. Fuad, let me give it a last shot. Can you hear us now? Okay, go ahead. If you yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Go ahead.
Okay. Greetings to you, the host, and all my co-panelists here. I think that Fix the Country is something that as my brother who just finished speaking said, is an idea that anyone that comes against it need to be seen. To me, anyone that comes against Fix the Country need to be seen as the enemy of the state and the enemy of the youth. Why do I say that person is the enemy? Because for a long time, you have to see the youth. You see the youth participate in something like this. I have been an activist for a while, from 2013 to 2016, every single demonstration. And anytime I go on the demonstration ground, the people I see wearing my age mate, wearing my class. Some of the demonstrations that I attended, you see people like the current finance minister and his peers. So I am so happy to see the youth taking things upon themselves, realizing that it is our future and our present that these old folks, we call our leaders, we call our politicians, are destroying. So for me, one thing that makes me happy about the Fix the Country is the fact that the youth have now identified the enemy. The enemy is no job, no accommodation, no better sanitation, no better security system. And the final enemy is the NDC and NPP combined. I know it wouldn't go down well with some people, but we have to say the truth. If you are 18 years to 35 years and you still have hope in either the NDC or NPP as a youth, you're also part of the enemy. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your opinion on what the Fix the Country. So at least we all agree that it's a laudable movement. It's a transformational movement started by this young man who I think God gave this vision to, if not God, at least started by Kali J. And so now it's caught on to the point where every politician or most politicians in Ghana are talking and being worried off, because this is a movement that can change the fortunes of Ghana. And so we all believe in it. One would ask that in the past, so there's this argument that the fix the country, like Maserati is saying, it's not about NDC, NPP. And so, but at this present time, it is not, of course, we can't compare two governments here because there's only one government that is ruling. So if we're asking for Fix the Country, who are we directing this message to? To the point where Maserati made. Maserati, you're on mute, so no one can hear you. And that is what I'm going to roll. If I encourage you to have everyone to, express their view, but if you keep cutting the people, I may have to put you on mute. Now, to Maserati's point, I now come to you, Maserati, with this question. Please respond. If we're not supposed to mention any party, which of course we're not supposed to be doing, today we are asking that the country be fixed. Who are we directing this message to? Maserati, please go ahead.
When you said like the country has to be fixed,
yeah,
party bay and I say when they want power, that shows he has to fix the country.
Right.
That's the first thing we have to know. We know
Exactly.
that MPP, they're on the power.
Okay.
And when you talk about to fix the country, they have to do it because John Mahama cannot do it because he's not there. Let's put everything. That's what I said. No crab, no crab.
Whilst no car said, "Am I MPP any NDC
senior? Yeah, more mudin, but they are on the power.
Okay.
Without say one money thing. One more one.
Okay.
John Mahama Nawoyi. So Akufo-Addo is on power. So when we talk about to fix the country, he has to do it.
Okay.
Because he promised Ghanaians, I'm going to do this and that and that and that, and see what is going on in Ghana.
Excellent.
You think it's the right way? People are suffering. And right now, see, Kaka, they kill him. What happened? Because he's showing videos and everything, exposing some things, what is not going on well and everything. And see, what they did to the guy is no more there. See, Okrama said 5. Who is going to take care of them and everything? Let's think about that. That's the most important. Abrocheha, they don't do those kind of things. If you are president and when you are on power, you have to do everything. That's how we have to do it.
Yes.
That's what I said. Let's put every political and everything aside. And when you come on power, do what the youth want. Because Akufo-Addo always say, I saw them Okasembi said, yes. You know that the youth, they vote yes, because if it wasn't my mother, my brother, my sister, my fellow friends and this, Akufo-Addo cannot be on power, or even John Mahama cannot be on power. So they have to respect the vote.
No, you see,
of the youth.
Here is where I feel like you contradict yourself. Let's.
I'm not. No.
Listen to me for a minute.
Go on.
If we are talking about fix the country today, that to your point. The president in power, the party in power is NPP, Nana Akufo-Addo, respectively.
Yeah.
His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo. So if we keep referring to John Mahama or NDC, I think it's neither here nor there. I want us to focus on who is responsible to fixing the country at this moment. And once we start mentioning other names, we're giving different signals. So answer the question directly. And you answered it.
That's what I say. Right now, so right now, it be the MPP people where they did the power.
Good.
So it be them that for fix the country.
Daniel, you are a communicator for the NPP government or the NPP party.
Oh, really? Okay, nice.
I don't know about the government, but Daniel, is it fair for the present government led by His Excellency Akufo-Addo? Yes. Somebody's drawing my attention.
Maybe I think. Yeah. I think it would be nice to hear from at least the youth behind the movement. It would be nice to give me the opportunity to at least address who needs to fix the country. Because I feel there's a misconception here, and it needs to be addressed first.
Prince, I'm going to come to you. It's 6 of us, or probably 7 of us, right? So I'm going to come to you. But let me have the NPP communication team member in the US respond to this question, and then I'll have you come in, okay?
All right. Alinko, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Daniel.
Yeah, Alinko, I'm here in the partisan mood. I can be very partisan, but that is not the point, because we've been partisan for the last 30 years since we entered democracy, right? From 92. Where has that gotten us to?
Right.
You get the point.
Exactly.
So like I said, partisanship must end somewhere. And beyond partisanship, there's a country called Ghana we need to build.
Okay.
And that country belongs to all of us. All of us have a stake in that country. So Alinko, the question that you asked, that who is responsible for fixing the country, to answer to that question and to put it in context, that's why I always want us to place every conversation in context. Otherwise, we mix the point. And we might be going on very, idealistic path if we fail to appreciate context. Alinko, the context we have in our country is that Ghana, whenever we vote and anybody wins power, it's executive power. That power rests with one person. We've vested a lot of power in one person. So if something is not going on right, it is that executive power we have to go back and ask, what is the problem? We've given you all this power. We've given you everything. In Ghana, it's controlled. It's almost a state-controlled, one person controlled state.
Who's that?
You get what I'm trying to say?
Who's that person?
And that is the government of the day. The
Okay.
government of the day has that power. So when they say fix it, it cannot be directed at anybody else apart from who we have given what? Executive power. So
Okay.
that call must be clear. There cannot be any two ways about that. We give executive power to somebody based on our constitutional system. And if they have not changed that system and they want to use that system, then it is fair that when we call on them, they must appreciate that executive power rests with them. And the system that we've built ensures that we can't go to any other person other than come to them to find a solution and to fix the things that we talked about. So I think that context has to be made clear, and there's no two ways about that.
Absolutely. Looks like the message coming from the same direction that you're pointing your argument to is that fix yourself. Looks like what the leadership is telling, what the administration, what the executive administration that you referred to is telling the people is that they should rather fix themselves and not vice versa. And so if it's fair, we would like to ask Prince. Prince, please go ahead.
No, so I think it's important, and I like how the gentleman that just spoke, I keep forgetting the name, but Daniel. The MPP, Daniel. I like how Daniel, put it. That yes, there's the structure of our country, or the structure of our constitution makes it saturates power in the hands of the executive, and that's when there's any beck and call, then it means that we have to look at or look up to that person who has the power. But I think we need to understand that fix the country is a call on government, right? It's a call on government. And one thing we mostly forget about government is that there are three arms of government. Actually, there are four arms of government. There's the executive, there's the legislature, there's the judiciary, right? In our context, we have one very, 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 very powerful arm, which is the executive, which is what Daniel just alluded to. And then there's another powerful, I don't know whether I would say powerful or intermediary powerful, which is the legislature. And they are supposed to also have a lot of power. That is where we have people from all divides, all the political divide, or all the partisan divides. And these people are supposed to be the check on the executive. Well, I would say that the executive and through the legislature, they seem to have curtailed the power of the judiciary. And we need to situate this argument within this context that fix the country is calling on leadership, is calling on government. And these arms of government should be active and responsible enough to ensure that the systems in the country work, to ensure that the laws in the country work. There's that fourth arm of government, which is the media. And you and I can also attest to the fact that, yes, our media space has its own problems. And it's important for us to also broaden the whole conversation to the fourth estate, which is the media. So it's when we say fix the country, we mean that any organization or any institution which is responsible for government should be. I mean, the opposition party, which is NDC, is supposed to be a responsible opposition. Opposition keeps the government on its toes. But what do we have here? Do we have that? So fix the country is actually a call that goes towards every arm of government or every direction. And it's important that we don't make it an NDC or an MPP or CPP or PPP or whatever issue. It's an issue.
Listen, Daniel,
that has borders on governance.
No, Prince, thank you so much for a great point made. Do you all feel, based on what you just said, is the government responding accordingly? I know.
No. For me, no.
Okay, go ahead, Maserati. Respond quickly.
No.
Don't come here.
No.
Okay, the government is not responding.
Not at all. Because when you're the youth, I mean, what they want.
Right.
That's really my problem. Because when I speak for the youth, bro. Because in the next 10 years or next 15 years, where are we going to be? When I'm 50 years or whatever. That's what I really think. I really want to ask the MP or the MPP chairman, or I forgot the name and everything. I want to really ask him just one question. I know he's in different planet, or I can say something like that. How do he see the environment and everything? Mr. Minister, or if you are part of the MPP this. Me, I'm not a political part, but I speak like a Ghanaian. Men care about what MPP or ND. That's my problem.
Ratty.
That's my problem.
Ratty. You were asking Daniel.
I beg.
You're asking
Yes,
Daniel.
it's something I really want to talk. Let me speak, bro. I beg you. I'm in the mood. Let me speak my mind. That's what I'm here. When I speak, I just want to ask one question. Say, so why is it that they cannot even just to do something so that at least the youth or be a real school senior or degree go and see the work he's doing? At least Abrochre has say, when you have a job, or even so many people are going to school, they are still working, they get money. But see Ghana, you have a degree in this. Go and see how people are suffering and everything. Let's face the fact and let's speak the truth.
Okay,
that's what we need.
Yeah, that's it. That's the truth. So you said you were asking someone. Let me say one. What do
you call? With your due respect, what do you call?
Daniel.
Mr. Daniel.
Okay,
that's what I really want to ask him.
Good, Daniel. He's posed a direct question, but Fuad, you are in Ghana, and then Arnold. I want you to respond. Daniel, Fuad, Arnold, and Ivan. I want you to respond quickly. From your view, do you think that the government, whom we are directing this request to fix the country, is responding?
Yes, I can hear you. Can I go on?
Yes, please. Yeah, there's a challenge. Arnold, quickly help us if you can respond to this quickly.
Yes, I think the government, of course, has responded, but has responded very negatively. That's the sad fact. I
love that part. Thank you.
Point is, and also let me add to this. You see, being NDC, NPP, it's neither here nor there. First and foremost, we are Ghanaians. We are taxpayers. Okay, so we look at the issues and address them. If NDC is in power today and an NPP member raises a concern, we have to look at the concern as a Ghanaian.
Super.
And address it rather than tainting the issues with political coloration, and then it compromises the core issues. And that is what has permeated, and created room for other people to take advantage of, and then the issues are put aside, and then it becomes NDC, NPP, NDC, NPP, and so what? What are they saying? They say fix the country.
Super.
That's the bottom line. Okay. And they have raised the concerns that reasons that you have to fix it. The government approach is to retort back to the people and point fingers at them and say, fix yourself.
And I think that's why we are here. Okay, I think that the whole premise of this conversation did not even give an indication or give a slightest indication of partisanship of the main issue. I think that we're trying to get the voices of diasporans based off what we have experienced or what we're still experiencing in the diaspora as compared to what is going on in Africa, specifically Ghana, in this contest. And so we want to see, that's what I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. We understand what we want, and we understand who we are directing our request to, but are they responding the way we want? And I think that's what I want us to get to. Are they responding? What's his name? Rati posed a question to Daniel, and I wanted you all to respond quickly to Daniel. Ivan, I still want Daniel to respond, but Ivan, in your own opinion, your own estimation, is the government responding to the people the way it should in this request of fixing the country?
In my opinion, no. They have, like my brother just said, they have responded negatively. See, we the youth, some of us are the problem. Okay. When we in the diaspora, we fighting for them. Some of them will come on our pages and be bashing us that, oh, we are not in this country and so we don't know what is going on. No, we're not there. Like I always say on my show, when I'm doing my programs, I always say I'm for the youth. I'm not for any political party. I don't belong to one. I've never voted since I was born because I don't. When I was born, my parents already told me it's our country is messed up. So I never belong to any political party. Everything that I do is just for the youth. But the government, the way the government has responded to the Fix the Country campaign is negative.
Okay.
My brother, see, we have traveled and been in this country. I'm in America. The way I've seen this country grow, I want the same thing in my country.
Right.
I finished school in Ghana. I wasn't getting a job, so I had to leave.
Thank
Why?
you.
There are jobs. There are jobs, but you won't get it because there's too much bureaucracy. There's too much bureaucracy. If you don't belong to a political party, they're not gonna give you a job.
Right.
Why should we? These are the things we talk about.
Yeah,
when
super.
you give the youth a job, see, when you give them a job, they won't be asking you to fix any country. My brother, if I have what to eat, I won't be telling you fix the country because I'm okay.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't. That shouldn't be our goal at the end of the day. I'm fighting for my next generation. Okay. I'm here, but I don't want my kids to grow in America. I want them to grow in Ghana. But I can't have them grow in Ghana when the system is not working. The system is not working. That's all we're fighting for. Excellent. But we can't keep raising our voices and government wants to shut us down. At the end of the day, we put you in power and we expect you to do what we want you to do.
Super. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I don't belong to any political party.
We don't belong to any political or this. When you're on power, do what is right for the youth. The Ghanaians, that's what they want.
Right.
That's it.
Daniel.
We just want a 3 square meal. 3 square meal.
Without my vote, my brother, and
without my vote,
my brother, you can't be on power. You have to know that. Without my vote, without my mother, without my sister, without my friend, you can't be on power. So you have to respect that. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Even I have a child here, but every month the government is giving my daughter something small. At least Ghana, we should have had something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Let's put that. Yeah, let's put everything aside and talk about Ghana. That's what we need.
It's a pity.
We have
the money.
Yeah.
We have everything. We have the resources.
We have everything.
We have the money.
Yeah.
We have the resources.
We shouldn't lie to we. So in the next 4 years or the next 3 years, if the youth we started to campaign, say nobody should vote. No youth.
It will happen.
Vote. It will happen. Yes.
Now, if you don't vote, then who gets to be in power and do what must to be done?
Yeah, then they will see. I know the and that's youth who is going to be. Then they will see say there's going to be something different.
Okay, yeah. I want Daniel to respond, but Ivan, go ahead, quick. Yeah,
Alinko, there's a new awakening.
Yeah,
that's what you need to know. There's a new awakening. We have sat down quietly. Ghanaians, we are very timid. And the politician knows that. So they take advantage of our timidness, but we're not going to allow that. That is why we are doing this Fix the Country issue. This is an uprising, and it's going to continue.
Okay.
This is it.
Daniel, go ahead, please. Arnold, are you still with us? Because yeah, good. I need your posture like that. Go ahead.
Alinko, thank you. I think that they are varied issues, and we have to be. I like to have specific conversations about stuff, right? Instead of putting everything under a general umbrella. And that way the issues get lost. Then what exactly are we talking about? You get what I'm trying to say? But to answer to the question about, exactly. We'll come there. I know you come there. I know you are kind of, and you come to the specifics and we'll deal with that. Alinko, like I said, tomorrow if MPP will not be in government forever.
Right.
No.
We know that for a fact. By the fact of our history, we know MPP will not be in government forever. And the next government who will come will not also be in government forever. So that is why I said the issues that we are talking transcends political party. Because fixing the country is not going to end with MPP. And it will not end with the next government after MPP. So this is where, if we are having this conversation, we have to sit back, like Arnold said, and look at ourselves as Ghanaians and depoliticize the issues and take the issue one by one and say that, hey, irrespective of political party, this is what we want to see in the system. Regardless of which political party comes to power, we want to see a structured way of developing our country. Instead of this haphazard way of
are we seeing that? Daniel, my question, please, I want you to, if you can respond to his question. What the thing is the government responding in the right direction with regards to this request of fixing it? In your opinion, you think the government is doing what it's supposed to do now?
Alinko, so to
in direct response,
answer that question, I would say the government have not fully addressed all the concerns of Fix the Country people. And as I speak to you, Alinko, I don't know the specifics of their demands. That for me is my confusion, and that is why this conversation I want to hear from my brothers across the board. What is the specificity of the demand that they are asking of government? And then we can subject that particular specific issue to timelines and ask ourselves, are we progressing along those lines?
We'll put everything here. We'll put everything here and ask you. Daniel, we'll put everything here.
Thank you so much for a great response. Arnold, I know you haven't spoken in a while, but from your perspective, I mean, I'm not perspective. Can you respond directly to what Daniel just said? Because before I let the fire lord come in, because once
we're all on fire. We're all on fire.
Everyone is on fire.
Everyone is on fire, but there's a lord of the fire.
I want to be happy when I go to Ghana and I see that my people are winning. That's what I need.
The reason why we even bringing this to the limelight and having an open conversation and bringing all of you on board is exactly what you expressed.
Yeah,
bro, we love where we are from. As much as we live in America, we live elsewhere, and we enjoy all the goodies. Our heart is with our country and our people, most especially. Their grandmothers there, their children there, their aunties, and all of that. And so we really, really care. But Arnold, what is the country? What are the people asking for? What's your expectation when it comes to the country being fixed in direct response to the question Daniel asked?
Well, I think that first of all, we have to acknowledge that the essence of being in government is to fix the problems that exist. That's the bottom line.
Yes.
And if you are on track, there wouldn't have been the need for fix the country. Perfect. It would have been work in progress. Respect. And if you judge it from the history of Ghana, you'd realize this is the very first time that this particular movement has come to being. It means that the system is getting worse. That's what it means. And if you listen and you follow them on social media, basically what they are saying is that we are tired of people dying on the street due to the fact that we can't fix our roads. We are tired of watching pregnant women lying on the floor during delivery and they die in the process. It is not a crime for a woman to go to labor. It's supposed to be a blessing. Okay, especially in today's era with all the resources available. So what have you personally identified as a Ghanaian citizen or as a Ghanaian that needs to be fixed aside what the Fix the Country movement is trying for? So let's put them on, because I want to get as an individual and as an my first thing is corruption.
Okay,
corruption needs to be fixed. The rate at which the leadership of Ghana is raping the economy of Ghana is very distasteful. They don't have money for anything, but they find money when it comes to luxury.
Do you have any specifics when it comes to? Do you have any specific when it comes to corruption?
Of course, enormous. Enormous.
So I want us to get specifics if you have, so that we're not getting to semantics and all that. If you do, please go ahead and let's be specific on this program. If you don't.
Okay, all right. You see, I would start off by say that let's look at even just the recent state of our president making an international trip. You go and you rent a plane, $15,000 an hour, 23 hours. Ask yourself, what was the overall agenda? What were the reasons of which, especially when you have a presidential jet sitting there? You spend the country's money. We are still living in COVID. And you recall that when COVID came, in less than 72 hours, the government of the day said that the country was broke. And they had to go to IMF and go and seek for relief.
A loan.
You went for the loan, and then within a week or two, no one could tell where the money went. Account for the money, you say you're not going to account for the money, but you used it. And here we are. Look at what is happening with our mining sector. Galamsey. Look at what's going on there. Look at our educational system. Now people can't even talk.
Okay.
People can't even talk.
Yeah.
Our academic system is ruined. It is ruined, and that is the heart of our issue here. Okay, the SSS, SHS, or what that we used to know is not what it is today.
Okay,
It is gone.
Thank you. So thanks for being specific. Prince, Daniel asked a question, and I want you to respond to that specific question, and then we can get to the other guest, please.
I think the demand is very specific. It's very, very specific, and it's fix the country. I mean, if there's any problem in the country that if there is anything that you see as a problem, just fix it. I mean, the thing is,
so you yourself being a part or a convener of the Fix the Country movement, you personally or as a movement, you haven't identified things that needs to be fixed. You are just saying, in general, just go ahead as a government and start fixing problems in the country. That's what you're saying, if I'm getting you correctly.
Alingo. So I think this is what one thing we need to establish. Like Daniel mentioned, in every conversation, context matters. And in the context of Ghana, we've realized and we've seen it play over and over again that anytime there is any movement that comes up with a list, that's the end of the movement. That's the end of the discussion, because even without coming out with our specific demands, right? You saw what the vice president came out with. You saw what the finance minister came out with. I mean, they came out with a lot of.
No, listen.
It came out of a list of. I'm coming.
The reason why I want us to be specifics, Prince. The reason why, because we all don't have privy to some of the information that you were giving us, right? And there's a lot of people listening, and who are not a lot are not Ghanaians, but want to know what's going on. So if you may say something, I did like you to back it up if you have that information. If you don't, I understand. But I really hope that, like you're saying, the government, the vice president came up with something. What did he come up with? And that's what I really would like us to get into.
So I think I don't have the specifics. I wouldn't be able to give you specific, but he came up with a lot.
A list of developmental projects that they were working on.
That they were doing. They were working on. Okay. On the date the first day that we announced to have our protests, the finance minister came and gave us a list of promises, five specific core areas that he felt.
Bro, speak like a man. Bro, speak like a man.
Ratty. The thing is, everyone has the way they can communicate. I don't communicate the way you communicate. So it's important that
like a man, bro.
You let me express myself the way I would want to express myself. I wouldn't want you to interject when I'm also. It's disrespectful. So this is what I want to say.
Apologies from Ratty.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. But the thing is, it's important that we situate the conversation in the manner. Look, all of us here are in the diaspora, right? What are the kind of systems that you see in your context that you feel is not happening in Ghana? Look, we live in a country where there are laws, but we don't implement the laws. We live in a country with a constitution that is basically designed to transfer power from military regime, right, to democracy. And in that transition, we did a lot to put a lot of power or to satisfy the military regime. These political parties have taken advantage of this constitution and have taken advantage of the loopholes in this constitution and have used it in their favor.
Okay.
Look, I feel if I am to go into specifics of the issue, we will not end the show. The message is very specific, very simple. Fix the country. You campaign on promises. You campaign on issues. Fix those issues, and we'll come back with that. We'll come back with what we need fixing.
Okay. Thank you, Ratty. Ivan, your turn. Then we'll go to Ratty, please. Again, in response to what Danny asked, we are talking about It's a very healthy conversation, and this is what we all need. However, I think that we have been talking about these things over and over. So that's why it's important that we drill it down to the specifics, right? So what do we want to be fixed in Ghana, Ivan?
Okay, me, I'm a data guy. Okay. So my first thing, my brother, the other data guy mentioned something about corruption. Mm-hmm. Now, how do we weed corruption now? It's because the system we have in place is everything is paper trail. Data drive everything in every country, my brother. Data drive everything. That is our next generation. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, when something happens, when there is an audit, you hear that a bank is set on fire. Why? Because they know everything is in paper. But if it is database, you cannot, because everything is in the cloud. You see? Yeah. That is how we have to start. Why should we spend 600 million to count people for what? We don't need 600 million if you have a database with everybody's information in there. You won't need that. You just need to do an update of your database. Corruption, that is how we need to start weeding corruption now. The next thing we need to address is our educational system. Educational system is porous. We need to build have our own educational system and have our own syllabus. Why are we with WAEC? To me, WAEC organization is garbage. WAEC organization hasn't helped anybody. You have kids schooling under trees, and you give examination with questions like go and calculate this or mix this chemical, while the kids haven't been to any lab. How are they gonna answer all those questions? These are the problems we want to be fixed.
Okay.
These are our basic structure is not good at all. Right. We need to have a better base structure. When we have the structure, everything will follow. Then we'll move on to the next one. It's a trickle-down effect. Mm-hmm. It's a trickle-down effect. Once we fix the base, everything will work.
Will fall in place. Okay, thank you so much. Rati, what are you looking for the government to fix in Ghana in direct response to what Daniel asked?
All right. What Daniel said, I mean, much respect, bro. Much respect. For the database is one of the best key we needed. Respect for that. But I have like 4 keys. I mean, what it really buffers my mind, I really want to speak about. First, road is one of the most important we need in Ghana. Okay. Our road system is very poor from 1 to 10. That's the problem. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. Our road is very poor. And only idea you face with Ghana. Okay. Your road system is poor.
So road is one. Okay.
One of the 10. So when we talk about fix the country, that's one of the major things you have to do.
Okay.
Hospital. Ayarisabia. A bon konakohe enkofogu form obinyim no that form obiye say no that form everything mess up put me kokolebu na ho kra mobo yetumi ka se yeni mpakra obetumi de obi a wonyem my god obi o career kola
right so hospital
me pacho se oba wo a nka the same day na no nka esen kakola no tumi nya the birth certificate.
Yeah, exactly.
That moment na akwala no betabon no he or she akwala no so to me the birth certificate for there abroche the same like yenya ya na ebusa akwala no dey me wo hobby because the time make us say I was very shocked me wo ho na me ban ye wo me ban no me jira hobby and asebe ofri oba na senior de adeba yenya wi na ebusa akwala no din yebusa me din say
right away
na me born din say din the Victoria Oheni apia. The borrower on a papa on a type BBR was thank you, Rasta. Woman the brother said yes. That's your daughter's certificate, birth certificate. The next they go here and go and pick it. I was very shocked.
Yeah.
So when you talk about this, Obia now unless salai near Jewsika and no connection near the other corruption and
there are even people today who do not have.
I don't finish.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Ratty, because of time,
just 2 minutes. I beg 2 minutes. My brother talk about what they call my data brother talk about schools. And you're very and also sorry to use this. How can send Colomusian the bit form?
Right.
A DNT easy. And it's the kind of way Ghana and Tinia Kobo Bobisia, a Kufuado sorry Kobo Bisian on Crodibano is the kind of way. Let's face the fact, my brothers and sisters. I beg you. Ghana belongs to not only one person, but it belongs to we all. Let's put every political distance. Me, I don't speak like a NDC or MPP. Me, no. Me, I speak like a Ghanaian. That's it. My last question, Ejuma.
Job.
School. Job. Yeah, Abrochria says, Sebe. They share apartment and everything. They are going to school. At the same time, they are working. They are getting money. They are in university and this. Even they work at restaurant and they get their money and everything. Do we have that thing in Ghana? Please.
Okay. So
that's my problem.
Well, thank you so much for laying your giving us the 4 things or 3 things that you think needs fixed in Ghana, and they are all brilliant. Excellent point. Thank you so much. Forward, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, please. Go ahead and give us your submission quickly. I don't know if you heard the last question.
Okay. I think my internet was giving me a hell here, but I think it's okay now. So I think some of the things that need fixing is our constitution, because we can list the thing, as the convener said, we can list all the things that need fixing. And it's almost like if Ghana is to peg on a percentage wise, like Ghana is 100%, 99% of about Ghana need to be fixed. Now, if you ask me how it can get fixed, I have no hope as a young man in any party, the 2 most party that alternate power, the NDC and MPP, will never, not like they can. They have all the men and women, but they will not, because they need to fix the constitution. The constitution that says that the resources of the state resides in the bosom of the president. That thing need to go off. And the NDC and MPP have shown over the past 32 good years that we call constitution, I call it the Sakawa Constitution. That document is a document that allows them to steal without being arrested. Alinko, can you imagine that since 1992, nobody has been sent to jail based on corruption? And corruption is defined in the 1992 Constitution as misdemeanor.
Victor Solomon went to jail.
No, it wasn't on corruption. Go and read that. Go and read the what do you call it? The judgment. They didn't tell us corruption.
Financial loss to the state.
Financial loss to the state. Yes, we the citizens see that. We see that as corruption, but the system don't call it corruption. So let me continue. Okay. So before all the things that we all wish to be fixed can be fixed, those of us who are saying let's speak as Ghanaians. See, we are all Ghanaians, but the constitution was made for a military man who was afraid that if he makes it democratic enough, right after he goes off, he can be arrested. So he made it to suit him. Then we had an opposition. I was then a kid. I didn't have a vote right, but I loved President Kufuor so much that he said when he comes, he would change a lot about the constitution. Then I believe when he got there, it was like, wait a minute. Article 71 is so sweet. You can still, President, nobody can say anything to you. Even when you are done serving the people, it has to take 3 good years before somebody can take you to court. And even I'm that stupid and dumb. 3 years, I can use it to cover my back. You understand? So the NDC has been in power for 16 good years. The MP has 3 years to do 16 years. By 2024, it will be.
Okay.
These people.
Yeah. Okay.
Have to change the constitution, but they realize that it's a document to steal and go scot-free. It's a document to kill citizens and nothing can be done to you, so they are not ready to do anything. So for me, anyone who think that we should still wait, I think that anything that we need to do that will save Ghana is to kick these people into opposition. That is the only solution, because 32 good years is enough to change the constitution that allows them to steal, to kill, not to develop. Let me tell you, when it comes to roads in Ghana, we have urban roads, we have feeder roads. Now what they're doing, both of these MPP are doing, is that they are doing election roads. They do it during elections. 2 months after election, the roads are always off with rain.
That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. My road is still there. Alinko, my road is still there. They are waiting for 4 years again before.
Right, it's true. It's true. I mean, there were, even prior to the elections, there were so many shortcuttings that we heard of, and nothing has been initiated yet. And so we understand that both parties have been using this gimmick, this propaganda, to kind of like influence people to just vote for them. They go and never come up. But the question is, how is it that we keep voting for, leaders? There are so many constituents or maybe areas
Alinko, if you allow me 1 minute, the reason why people I voted twice. And after my last vote for 2008, since I've never voted, it's not like I'm not a patriotic citizen already. Both parties have sapped the spirit of patriotism from every Ghanaian. I stopped voting because I realized that voting is a game of choice. And if you look at the performance of the NDC and MPP, when you're going to election, there's no choice. The smaller parties, they've shared them among themselves. When I realized that the NDC and MPP has messed up, I tried joining some of the smaller parties. And when I went there, I realized that they've shared it among themselves. So but the reason why we keep voting for them is that the youth did not see the enemy. Now they realize they've identified the enemy. Let me tell you, anytime a group of people identify an enemy together, religion tells its followers that Satan is the enemy. Satan. You understand? And Nkrumah told Africans that the West is the enemy. They came together to the independence. Now ask yourself, what is the youth now rising? One of the timid and conformist citizens of the whole world happen to be the Ghanaian. So ask yourself, why is it that Ghana of all people, right after elections, the youths are demanding things to be fixed? Because they've now identified the enemy. As I mentioned, no roads, no food, no accommodation, lack of security. And the NDC and MPP hiding under two colors, lying to Ghanaians that they are different, but doing the same thing. That is the enemy.
That is the enemy. Thank you so much for sharing. You are watching the Progressive Mind Show live here in the beautiful city of Chicago. I'm your host, Alinko, and we are talking about the Fix the Country movement that's currently going on in Ghana, specifically looking at the diaspora voices on this matter. Very, very important, very dear to us. If you're watching us on Facebook or our YouTube page, please share the feed, as this is dear to our country, and not just our country, Ghana, to Africa and the entire world. Because as we know it, the West relies on Africa for their sustenance. We provide the West with all their resources, and so as a region or a location where we hoard and have all these natural resources, there is no way that we should be struggling and be taking all types of risk, just to migrate to wherever we find ourselves but Africa to find greener pastures. It does not make sense. Reason why we're here, reason why we're sharing our passion. There's been a lot of comments on the feed. I'm going to try and read some, but I want to take this point quickly from our guests so we can try and get to our points. Some of you said, you're not going to vote again. You don't have to vote and all of that. But if you don't vote, then you leave the vacuum for people to kind of work their way in, get to power, and make decisions that affects all of us. So the essence of voting is very critical. It's off the we cannot even have the option of not trying to vote. because if you're not voting, then you are digging your own grave. We have to continue with the process. And as you all know it, Ivan, we live in this country. You vote for Donald Trump. If it comes 4 years, it's not working, you vote for somebody else. You vote for Joe Biden. After 4 years, Joe Biden will get his fate will be determined by his works. And so we ought to keep going. We can't ever stop voting. So I just wanted to make that point clear. And
Alinko.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to give me some minutes to respond?
Yes,
I mean,
yes, because they have responded to your question, and so go ahead. It's fair, please.
All right, thank you, Alinko. Yeah, Alinko, I'm glad that my fellow panelists have given me an idea about when they say fix the country, what exactly they mean. And Alinko, that specificity for me helps in the conversation. Now we can begin to take them one by one. Alinko, just even among ourselves, you see that when we said fix the country, we had different ideas, right? What we meant about fix the country. We had some that more or less intersected each other. Somebody wanted roads, somebody wanted our hospital, somebody wanted us to have a database system, somebody wanted corruption. So we had variation, just even among ourselves. So you can imagine the whole of Ghana and everybody
That's
saying
not the
fix the
problem.
country. I'm coming. That is
No,
not
no,
the problem.
let him finish. Let him finish.
Let me make my point. It is not. You see, when you want to solve a problem, remember, I'm an economist. Alinko. We tell you to prioritize, right? You list your things, and there's opportunity cost for everything. You don't have the resources to spare around, so you have to prioritize. So you have to first identify the list of items that you are talking about, and then based on your resource bucket, you can decide that okay, this is a priority for the people. The youth are looking for this one first. So let me probably devote more resources to this one first. But Alinko, what I want to say before we can go on your reading your comment is that all what they've said, I agree with the last speaker. There's an underlying problem, which is the root cause, as far as I'm concerned. That is the root cause. The root cause is what the last speaker just spoke about. You see, in economics, we talked about structural conduct performance. And the database guy who just spoke about database, ask him, if you go collecting requirement, business requirement, and you go and collect wrong requirement, and you build a system on that wrong requirement, you will not get the outcome that you're expecting. And he knows that. So what I'm telling you now is that if we want this system to work for us, we must first understand the structure of the system, because the structure that we have for ourselves will produce a certain conduct, and that will produce a certain kind of performance. And over 32 years, we've all seen what that structure has produced for us. The evidence is there for all of you to see. That structure that we have now is one of the issues that we need to fundamentally tackle first, before we add on top of it all the other solutions that we are asking for. And that is our constitution. The root cause of our problem, Alinko, ask yourself, how come two political parties are still not getting the needle, putting it right in the place where it ought to be? It tells you that the structure that they are working upon, there's something wrong with that structure. We need to change that structure. That will change a certain conduct of our politicians, and it will bring us a certain desired outcome. And like he said, we should understand our history too. Thankfully, J.J. Rawlings is no more. Our constitution was structured in such a way that at the time, we needed
Did you say thankfully he's no more a president, or he's no more living?
No, he's no more with us. So the fear factor of, if I change this constitution like we had in the past, that the Rawlings factor and his royalists and people will come and try to attack the system and create chaos. That fear factor, we have bypassed that. We have gone past that level. So we should be changing the constitution now. Because at the time it made sense. You had a military leader and you wanted to, find a way to convince him to hand over power and bring us to this state. But once we are in this state, we cannot keep that system that had already served us to get that transition to this system. We need to refine this constitution and create a better constitution that works for all of us. And I think for me, that is the root cause. Once we fix that, Alinko, all the other demands that we are asking, we'll see they'll have a different structure. They are legitimate demands. And as we go into the specific, we will discuss that. But I agree with my brother. The constitution that we have, Alinko, it's one of our biggest problems. And if we want to be able to get to some of this problem, we first have to start from there.
Excellent point, my brother. I think maybe it's fair to infer that African leaders try to take advantage of whatever political system or whatever constitution that was set for us due to colonialism, because our colonial masters did influence a lot of these constitutions. Now I'm speaking for the whole Africa now, because we know Nigeria has this problem. A lot of African, even the French-speaking countries, right? They are still paying their dues. Like it's like paying tithe to France. All right. And so they left us with this legacy. And it seems that because our leaders are, I don't know if they are greedy, most of our leaders, because they're greedy or just selfish, they know the fundamentals is broken, but instead of fixing it to the benefit of the entire country or the entire continent, they're rather taking advantage of it and feeding themselves at the expense of the masses. Is this a fair assessment?
It's greed.
Okay, so this is fair to say.
I think that you just hit it on the head. I would say that yes, like you rightly captured. There's actually research that shows that. So, for instance, Asimoglu and Rob Johnson has a study on Africa about how nations fails, and everything traces to institutions, because according to them, the colonial masters set up extractive or exploitative institutions. And because these institutions are extractive and exploitative, because it was meant for a purpose, our leaders, our current leaders, or who are Africans, have seen these institutions and have seen that, oh, these institutions play into our advantage, and they are also just making use of it. So it's just, I mean, for us in Africa, colonization didn't leave. It just changed hands from Europeans to Africans, and that's basically what it is.
It is right now. Okay. No, thank you so much for sharing. Let's get to our audience, take some comments. We'll come back to you guys. And this is, again, the Progressive Mind Show. Please feel free to keep sharing the feed and bring your questions. The number to ring in if you're in the States is 815-277-5047. Before I continue, Prince, you said you were in the diaspora. Can you give us your location?
I'm somewhere in Europe.
Somewhere. Somewhere in New York.
That's good. That's good. Because you are not safe. Don't give
DJ Fuad always on point from Asti. Well,
location like that.
We just won Better Ghana. Thank you so much, Courage, for your comment. Fuad Ghana, if the contract begins, we should know and when it should be completed. Thank you so much for your comment. This is Kedinakbo Senam. Politicians are now the enemy. Ntifo Ghana says every money borrowed should be Google for every Ghanaian to know the purpose of the money. The constitution must stop the president appointing IGP and EC chairman. Okay, great point, brother. Well, this is my man, DJ Fuad. Everything should be database. If a contract is given, it should be given on Google for every Ghanaian to see. Looks like Ghanaians are really, really calling for accountability now. I wonder why we didn't do that maybe some years back. But, you know, at least our democracy is still growing, right? Nation is we're still a growing nation. Even though those that we started with have long gone past us. I don't know why.
Even
Rwanda is doing well. I don't know what this is.
Rwanda back in the day, see how things work. Right now, see.
Yeah, let's look at this comment real quick. Fix that can only be possible if we fix our constitution. Okay, I think we mentioned this point. What is the now? The point was made by some of the guests regarding. This is very important, that if we need to fix a country and we need resources, Daniel, you rightly put, we have to prioritize. And so that, Prince, this is where I disagree with you that, okay, everything has to be fixed. No, we need to prioritize, right? So Daniel, yes, I agree with you. We need to prioritize and allocate resources, and resources, we will say, are scarce in Ghana, even though they're not supposed to be scarce. But let's all agree that the resources are scarce. If the president is flying with a jet costing the country $17,000
so that he can bath in the skies.
Well, so I mean, the argument for the jet was that, yeah, he needs to take a good shower when he's flying. Okay, that really hit the guts of every Ghanaian. like it's like spitting in our face when we see people drinking water with animals, literally little children learning with stones, when we see mothers giving birth in poor conditions.
That's
and you can have the leadership look in our face and say, in the midst of fix these things, these basic things, You can say that the president needs to take a shower in a jet that's costing $17,000 an hour.
An hour
for the Ghanaian economy, bro. That is not fair. For
yes,
why do we give our these type of
I want to borrow money.
I don't think that information is right.
Go ahead.
Alinko, I don't think that information is right. That to shower. Let's not simplify the issues and make it.
But that's what you said. That was a response
to
the question of why.
That came from a minister of state.
Yeah,
a minister of state said that. Not an ordinary Ghanaian.
I listened to that interview. That was somebody misreporting the minister by saying, but if you gave that answer as a minister, Alinko, and I'm your president, I'll fire you, because that doesn't even make sense. If you know aircraft and how
why is he not fired?
But he hasn't fired.
No, hold on. That's what I'm telling you. That I want us to first get the facts of the matter. I think there's a whole issue to that jet thing, which I disagree, right? Why we even rented that jet. But I don't want us to simplify it and make it like somebody have to just take a bath in a jet and leave it at that. I mean, some people who understand flight, that would be very simplistic of the matter. That, for me, the minister said he was misreported. So I want to believe that that is what happened. But there's a real issue to the jet issue that we have to focus our attention on, because that is where we can drive the conversation and have reasonable and independent people and Ghanaians come on board. If we make it a simple issue of somebody had to bath, we'll miss the issue, become political, and then this politician will get away with it. The real issue for me is that at the time that we rented this jet, per what Honorable Ablako Kujato put out there, we had our own jet sitting out there. It wasn't the case that jet was where there's a fault with it. It has been fixed. There was a fault before, it has been fixed, and the jet was well functioning. So it raises serious question as to if we were using our jet before and there's issues with it and we fixed it, why do we go renting another jet when our jet is sitting out there and it's working? That for me is a fundamental legitimate question. The executive or whoever made that decision needs to be answering to us and giving us some good, responses. And like you said, in the midst of when you are a government and you have people asking you to fix the country, and you are mentioning all these other concerns that people are seeing, in the midst of that anger, you go and rent a jet, then you are not being, a tactful politician. It means that you are being callous to the feelings of the people. And that can anger people. That can spark anger. And if people get little information, it might be wrong information, but because you're already in an angry mood, it's going to be hard to convince them to come to the right information, because what they are hearing and the justification you're giving them doesn't tie up. And for me, do you know what makes me sad about it? Before, we didn't used to have a presidential jet. We used to rent. And Kufuor, when he was leaving office, identified this problem and said we needed to get a presidential jet. He ordered 2 jets. At the time he was leaving office, he was not even going to use this jet. At the time, we politicized it, we made a lot of noise, but thankfully, we got the jet and it came. So if the jet has come, we should not be going back to that era of renting jets again, because we knew that problem.
Because we are not able to hold people accountable.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, we saw that problem 8 years ago with President Kufuor, and we got our own jet. So why do we go back to this business of renting jet when our own jet is sitting out there? It's been fixed.
Absolutely.
That for me raises a lot of concerns, and for me, the people who are raising it should be looking at the meat of the issue and not like I said, deal with this peripheral where somebody's misquoting somebody and making a mockery out of the issue.
Thank you so much, Daniel. I want us to look at this very important thing. Do you think that at this moment, the government, in the context of fixing the country, that's what we are all asking for, that's what the youth is asking for. I'll come to the celebrities and their responsibilities in this, their responsibility when it comes to this campaign. Yeah. But you think that the government seem to be suppressing the people's rights to demonstrate? Do you see it suppressing the media in basically vocalizing their views, their objective views on how the country is being run, or at least how the government is responding to the fix the country movement? Let me start with what's his name, Prince, quickly. In your observation, do you think the government? Yeah, go ahead. If you heard me.
Yeah, I heard you. I think it's actually something that I shouldn't even be saying, that we're being suppressed. But I mean, we've all seen things play out.
No, that's why you're on the show. I want everyone to be, you have to be inept. You have to go straight to the point. Here, we don't mince words. Okay, we haven't come along.
I think it's
go
it's
ahead.
very obvious to the objective eye that
no, it's not obvious to anyone. No, listen, bro, it's not obvious to everyone because listen, we have the issue of tribal sentiment.
Remember, we're on Facebook and our diaspora friends, our Akata, what do you call it, our brothers who are seeking to come to Ghana, they are all listening to us. So let's, even though we might know some of the things, let's point them out so that those who are not aware about the context will have that information.
Exactly. And Daniel, to just respond to that quickly, the word you just used, Akata, is not, it's a derogatory word.
I'm sorry, I'll redraw it. My apologies. Yes,
you know that.
Apologies. Sorry.
Yeah, very derogatory. The meaning is abua. I said that's the. Yeah.
Alinko, I apologize. I redraw it. I'll say our brothers on the other side. Yeah, thank you.
Our African American brothers and sisters who are trying to come home because the year of return and all of that, and so it's very, very important. So that Prince, please, to you, is the government suppressing the people? Especially the media, and other suppressing people of expressing their democratic rights, which is to demonstrate. Yes or no?
Of course. I mean, the question, the answer to this question is of course, because I mean, we for 2 months, Fix the Country has tried to protest, and you would have the state institutions like the police service dragging us to courts because of a protest. Even to the extent that the Supreme Court declared, or the Supreme Court ruled against the whole idea of bringing that issue to courts. And even after that, we still had to go to the High Court to go deal with an issue in the High Court. So, I mean, for me, I feel the state in itself is trying to use every means possible to suppress the youth. And it's because this is a non-partisan movement, because usually when political parties would demonstrate, it has no significance. But then if non-partisan actors would rise up and find and see, like DJ Ford mentioned, that we see that the enemy is not any other person than the political institutions or the political structures, then they are scared. I mean, just 2 days ago, we all saw that the NDC put out a notice for a demonstration, which has been granted. What happened to Fix the Country? For 2 months, no protest was granted. It's a deliberate attempt to suppress everyone.
But I don't think that the NDC trying to demonstrate and Fix the Country demonstration is any different, right? Is there?
I mean, I think it's different. I think it's different.
There's total difference.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it's different.
Quickly.
Recent insecurity issue, but the Fix the Country issue is beyond that, right? It's a mirror of so many other issues, and they even started to seek for the permit even before the NDC. So how come that a group that is organic were looking for this same right? They didn't get it, but a political party comes and they get it.
And they get it.
What kind of system is that?
That's what I'm saying.
That's signal he's sending out there.
We have a caller.
Aliko, let me add something to.
Let's take this caller real quick. Okay, yeah. Yes. This is the Progressive Mind Show. Please tell us your name and why you're calling.
Hello, this is Chibodi calling from Madison, Wisconsin.
The only anti-Chibodi in Chicago, in Wisconsin. Go ahead, please.
Good show. And
thank you.
Thanks to all the panelists for their passion. I wish it was a smaller, so that we could hear more of everybody.
Exactly.
Yes, but the thing was that it started out with a few people saying, we don't want to make this an MPP thing, which was great. But then it sort of degenerated a bit into NDC. I mean, right there. And I'm glad that you're moving away again. One of the panelists said that they were not going to vote. I don't know whether it was one or two. And so I'm thinking, well, you're not going to vote. Who are you going to appeal to Fix the Country?
Exactly.
You're not going to vote. And there's a saying, I'm not sure a person that said the price that the wise pay is when they allow the fools to rule or something like that. So if you don't vote, somebody else is going to pick up and do. I mean, and believe me, it is just an elite few that votes. They are going to make the decisions for you. Now, there was a gentleman who wanted to know what the Fix the Country was about. I was thoroughly disappointed because he, pardon me if I'm wrong, you cannot say that all these weeks past with specifics being given. When I looked at the social media handles, each person that has said Fix the Country would have brought something out and say, look at the road. Chetenia or you know, this hospital is this way, or look at how the school system fix the country, hashtag fix the country. Every social media message has had something. So you see, this is where the problem again starts, where people are playing politics again. And with all due respect to the guy who said, oh, tell me what you mean. Then he says, everybody is different. Everybody is coming with different things. Of course, we are all coming from different angles regarding fixing the country. So the fact that my passionate German guy wants the hospital to be fixed, and somebody says the education, and somebody says corruption, which is a big deal. These are all different angles, but they need to be fixed. And even without anybody saying the complaints that we've heard from people who go to Ghana, foreigners who come back and talk about the filth. I was so embarrassed when an African American friend of mine went to Ghana, came back and said, geez, what is this with the stench and the filth in your capital? And so for the guy to sit there, see, this is where the politics is being played, because he knows. He knows. And this is not about who. I mean, the stench was there during time, all the way back to Kufuor, all the way. So the politics is being played by you, I mean, not you, or a lot of you sitting there, because it's still been that it is a matter of this is Ghana, this is not working. We all know that it's not working, right? You can sit down and talk about your economics and your data, blah, 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 which I respect. However, the bottom line is things have to work.
Okay.
Go to Rwanda. Take something here and there. But anyway, please also allow that one or two who haven't spoken much, let them speak.
Yes. You're so right.
Thank you, Mom. This is crazy. I love your energy. This is crazy. I love it.
I'm not talking much because it's my first time, and also I thought that it goes from one stage to the other where everyone gets the opportunity not to interject. Right. And one would know the time frame of which he has to speak. Because if I start talking and somebody interject, it makes it much difficult for me. But I would prefer that's the reason why I'm quiet. Not that I don't have much to say. Right. And if you give me 10 minutes and say I know you've not spoken, I would have much to say. But where it makes it difficult for. I try to respect the show where you don't interject when people are talking.
I respect that. I really appreciate that. Truly, I appreciate it. And it's just that you see on this platform we try to make it as organic as possible, and so we give room for people to express what it is that is on your hearts and on their minds. So feel free to interject. Okay, this is not CNN. It's not ABC. It's our own platform. It's for us. And so, there's room for freestyle. Okay. So I'll give you the next 2 minutes to make a point that you wanted to make that you didn't get a chance to. And then we can go into looking at the question on the floor is government's role when it comes to suppressing people's expression to, this matters that's going on. Go ahead.
Yes, basically what it means is that the government acknowledges that it has failed the people of Ghana. And that is the primary reason why he is blocking people from venting out their concerns. And the overall thing is this. Alinko, it's not really, yes, the Constitution to a very large extent. Okay, however, it still boils down to leadership. A leader with the vision, a foresight, a sense of purpose, a leader who understands the plight of the people, a leader with empathy, a leader who says that, look, the Ghanaian deserves much better than what it is. Therefore, the resources that are available would have to be distributed equitably so that everyone would have their own fair share. The issue of prioritizing, yes, we would have to prioritize, but I don't want to hear the word we don't have money. Who told you we don't have money?
Just to take up
Exactly.
Please, let's not have that. You see, you need to know how to raise money. No one has money sitting anywhere. It's how innovative you are, your understanding of leadership, what you want to bring to the table, and then you go ahead and you look for the money, and you go ahead and execute the project with the hope that as it brings relief and prosperity, the people would also do what? Contribute their quota in ensuring that they add value to whatever that you started. But is this what we see today?
Nope.
Are we excited with the leadership of today? Who should we blame? What were we told? We heard issues about one district, one factory, so on and so forth. Principle-wise, I like the idea, but I knew that it was, it was a sham. You know why? Because when you look at what goes into a successful company, and you look at the environment of Ghana, the district, the rural areas, and you tell me that you're going to put factories everywhere, I would want to find out, first of all, what type of factory are you talking about? What type of factory are you talking about? So there and then it raises questions. You talk about free SHS and all that. Great in principle. However, you see, you don't just implement things in a vacuum. You bring people together, stakeholders who understand what it is, the key players together and say, hey, this is my proposal. My dream is to ensure that every Ghanaian gets the opportunity to be in school. However, these are the resources available, and this is what we have. How do we collectively make it happen? It's meant to be progressive. If it was that easy, it would have been done way back during when FQ came to being. Okay, so things that you have said in the past as a leader that has caught up with you with time is what has called for the people of Ghana to say, now it's time for you to fix it.
Okay.
Everything that you said, it is time for you to implement it. If you're not implementing it, it means that you are of no use.
Okay.
And that is what we are faced with. We are not here to discuss whether we have money. We have the money. We had 84 ministers or something under President Mahama, which still it was way too much. Judging from the country of 30 million, 84 ministers, for me, it was way too much. However, another leader comes in, look at the resources and say, hey, these resources can take even up to 120 ministers with 1,000 people working at the Flagstaff House. Okay, let's put them in. So don't tell me we don't have money. It's a matter of priority.
Yeah.
How you prioritize your resources.
Yeah.
And the investment that you've made and the returns is what we are looking for.
Okay.
If we are not seeing returns and all we see is debt and hardship, then it means that you have failed as a leader. And that is the reason why Ghana is currently in this state where we are.
Okay.
That is what we need to do.
Before you add your voice to that, Ivan, we think that. Hold on a second. Before you add your voice, I want to probably put this in context. We are directing these requests to the current leader of the country, and it's fair. When another one comes, this movement is not going to stop. The youth are wide awake now, so this has come to stay. The leader in question is His Excellency Nana Addo Kufuor. He's the president of the country. He's a leader of the MPP government. There's a man who has led Kumi Preku before. He's shown to be someone who loves to demonstrate, or at least leads the people to express their views on political issues. He's also given an example of the Arab Spring. So obviously, this is a man who believes in democracy, believes in demonstration, all of that.
He pretended to believe in them.
Hold on. At least
his actions.
Wait, Arnold. We don't have the facts to accentuate that he.
No. I am saying this as a result of his output as a leader. You can't tell me that you believe in them. Please, one second. If you can't tell me you believe in demonstrations of which you've been part and parcel of, and today someone would have to die.
So let me make a point.
Okay, let
me finish making.
Where lies the principle here?
Okay, let me finish making the point. You see where I'm going. Okay, so for that same person to become a president now, and to literally arrest people, right? For his government to arrest people. If he didn't effect the arrest, at least his government is doing it, and he's in charge of that. If people have been arrested for trying to
commander-in-chief. He's the commander-in-chief.
Yes, okay. So if people have been arrested for being for trying to demonstrate, if people are being shot literally, okay, shot to death for literally trying to express their for the same reason, And during the elections too, we saw people being shot and killed for not trying to do anything. We've also heard one of his leaders, Joe Owusu, compare people who were shot and killed to armed robbers. Now, this is not what it's at in 2021. These leaders that we are talking about, including the president, have lived abroad, they've studied abroad. When they're sick, they come here, so they know what it is to run a democratic country or society. Is this government, and people are tooting and ascribe, people are looking at these things and are seeing traits of an autocracy. Are we right when we say that we are seeing glimpses of an autocratic leadership or autocratic government now in the country of Ghana? Let me have Ivan respond to that, since you already wanted to make a point.
Without doubt, we can say he is an autocratic leader, because you cannot sit on the plight of the people when they want to protest. We shouldn't. I mean, come on. My main concern is the media. One of the concerns that I have is the media. The media is in the pockets of the government in power, and I don't know why that is. Why that is even acceptable? I don't know. But
okay. So you agree to what I just said. Okay.
Of course.
Daniel, let's go around. Okay. So that we can keep it in order. Daniel, is it fair when people say this seems to be an autocratic government led by His Excellency Nana Addo Kufuor?
I think the word autocratic, I mean, it's hard, because you mean autocratic government or what?
No, autocratic
government. I think autocratic, he will fall under
autocratic leadership where you don't allow people to express their views, and you just, because we know journalists have been picked up, when they're trying to just vent their opinions. So when you try to oppose or say something against the government, we know the result. We've seen what has happened, and we've also seen people being shot. We've seen Ifya Odo being literally arrested for trying to demonstrate. So these are examples of what we will call, right? I mean, if we will call North Korea, the North Korea leader, we'll call him names, we'll call Putin names. So it looks like it, right? I mean, again, correct me if I'm wrong.
I appreciate what you're saying, but in as much as you want to allow these rights to be exercised, think about it. These rights were not constrained by some individual saying that, hey, by my say, you can't do this. If you talk about it, is the frustration they took them through. I, for once, did not wish that they took them through that frustration by trying to use the same democratic institution to stop them. I didn't like that.
That makes you autocratic. That makes you autocratic.
That makes you autocratic. Because if you arrest someone, Alinko, hold on.
Don't run away from
the political science.
No, hold on. It doesn't matter. I mean,
Hold on. No.
It's the reality,
Alinko, in political science, no, you use your words well. I mean, research about your words well. In political science, when you use words, they mean what they mean. When you use a court system and you use a law that you and I have passed to stop somebody from doing something, what do you call that? You said that is what? Autocratic? Is that my understanding, Alinko? Is that the understanding of the world?
Tell us what that means. Tell us what that means.
A court system that the president himself does not respect.
My understanding here?
No, tell us. Okay, tell us what that means.
I just want to be educated. Maybe
autocratic is when the president allows the same law.
That's autocratic.
Daniel,
tell us what that means then.
Daniel, what law? No. Daniel, that's why I said, guys, please. That's why on this platform I said, let's be specific. So, Daniel, I gave you specific examples, right?
Exactly.
Okay, of what it could, it looks like when the government or leader is trying to be autocratic. Okay, and so with these examples, feel free to debunk it that it didn't happen. If it did, why?
That's what I'm going. That's what I'm going. The Ifya Odo example that you gave, the police went to the court, right, and sought permission from the court to stop them from demonstrating. Alinko, if you tell me that this is autocratic,
why?
I will tell you that.
Why? The question is why?
No, hold on. The why aspect is where we can disagree. But I want us to get the fact first. Do we agree that they went to the court?
That is a technique.
So Ghana, nobody has the right to. So Ghana, nobody has the right to.
Using the court that means you are democratic.
You see, Alinko, please, allow me. Alinko, just give me 1 minute. Please, just give me 1 minute.
I'll let you guys speak. But Daniel, if a system or a government led by a leader seem to have control of all the security apparatus and has authority over all the executive branches and uses them to his advantage, those are signals of an autocracy. Okay, so if you tell me that he goes through the judge and get a documentation to do some things right in favor of him, let's not get into semantics. Let's be real, bro.
Yes, and that is exactly where I want you to be fair to the judge.
Okay,
Alinko, you can't tell me that the judge is out there. No, you see, I say it seems like. So you see, you are not even that, and that is the issue. I want us to be fair. Be fair to that judge. You can't tell me. Alinko, do you know for a fact that judge sitting out there took orders from the president that stopped this?
Okay, Alinko, can I come in for a second? Alinko, can I come in for a second?
This is why I'm saying that.
Let me come in. Let's face it.
Yeah.
We are running.
I didn't finish my point, but anyway, okay.
We are running a hybrid system. The three arms of government ideally are supposed to be independent, and a balance check for each other. However, our system provides where the executive authority gives mandate for the president to appoint the chief justice, appoint the IGP, and the president receives daily updates from all these key state institutions, and therefore he advises based on that. The president has heard, through the IGP, through the Minister for Defense, Interior, etc., that, hey, we have some people who intend to go and demonstrate based on concerns. Mr. President, what's your opinion on this? The president will throw back, what do you intend to do? Well, based on what they said, we want to go to court and, shut them down. And what would be the president's response? Go ahead. That's the reason why they went ahead and did it. You can't take away the president.
Yeah. So Daniel, so let Daniel finish.
And who empanels the judges?
Yeah.
It's the CJ.
Exactly. So let him finish. Let Daniel finish.
So rewind back and start all over.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
No, I'm not starting all over. Like I told you, when I believe in something, I believe in it. That is what I'm going to say. I don't say things because people want to hear a certain thing. When from my conviction, I know that is not the right thing. That is not me.
Yeah. No, but you need to understand it, though. You need to understand it.
Let him finish. Yeah, go ahead.
I will make my point. I mean, we are all having a point. You have made your point. I get where you're coming from. Alinko, my worry with that thing is that I have a difficulty with when you are trying to stop people from demonstrating. But I'm not going to put it the way they are putting it. I, for instance, didn't like the idea that the police, whenever you want to go and demonstrate, they put these stumbling blocks on your way. Alinko, Theodore is not the first person that has been stopped from demonstrating in Ghana. And we know this for a fact. There have been instances in the past where people have decided that they want to go and demonstrate. And this same police institution will put these stumbling blocks, go to court. Sometimes they go with what they call third party, without even the knowledge of the person, and go and get some court order behind... On the blind side,
X-party. It's X-party.
I think Alinko, this is a defeatist approach. I thought we were making progress as a country.
We've mentioned.
I thought we were making progress as a country.
Daniel, specifics.
Why are we referencing the past?
Yeah, I'm giving you specific. There have been instances, right, where parties have. Well, I'll give you specifics. There have been instances where, like, what do you call it? Occupy Ghana, right?
Okay.
Occupy Ghana. You know what we've heard about Occupy Ghana?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've heard about Occupy Ghana.
I attended all their demonstrations.
Yes. When police will have to go to court, and when they go to court, they don't go with the party that they are trying to get an injunction against you. They go with this legal term they call X-party. When that party is not in court, and then they will seek an injunction when the judge has not even listened to the other party, and then the judge will grant, that injunction against the demonstration. I'm like, what kind of judge do you sit down and listen to instead of listening to two parties and deciding that whether the merit of what the police is saying makes sense or not? You grant them that favor because they're a police institution. They can be telling you just me to say something that is false, something that is not the reality, just because they don't want to go and protect people. But for me, I don't like that approach. If people want to demonstrate and there's no security threat in the country, there's no immediate threat, Why not? That is part of our democracy. That is the democracy we accepted for. You shouldn't be stopping them using this legal gymnastic, tools, even though in a democracy.
So in a nutshell, what would you call a system like that? The system that you're describing, how would you call it? If it's not autocratic, how would you describe it?
It's not autocratic because they are using the law, but they are using it for with the wrong
Okay, correct us. So it is what you yourself you've said. Correct us. It is what?
So that is a true democracy, in your opinion.
In a democracy, you use the law. So if somebody uses the law to frustrate you, don't think that they are wrong. They are using the same laws that you have.
Is using the law against the people.
Okay, so what is going on is democratic.
Hold on. If a government uses your own laws against you, what will be the root cause of the problem? You have to go and change the law if you don't like it.
Who changes the law?
Who
changes the law?
Thank you. Who changes the law?
You see, you are getting the whole thing. You see, there's a spirit and a letter. I guess you know that.
The law will be changed. The law will be changed.
The judge knew that. The judge knows that more than I think you do, and he still granted them that.
Okay, so no, I'm saying this with respect to the argument that you're making.
Prince,
I'm saying this with respect to the argument that you're making. That there are conditions surrounding whichever law that exists. However, when it is being abused, it is not what it defeats the purpose of which it was established for. And that's what we're talking about. That means you move from a democratic environment to an autocratic system.
Exactly.
So that's what it is.
Can I come just 1 minute?
Yes, go ahead.
Because I really want to know. So we don't like the people don't have the right to demonstrate or what? Mm-hmm. That's what I really want to know. That's the question I really want to know. Because as a Ghanaian, I say, people don't have the right to voice out.
Ghanaians did not pick up arms. They followed their constitutional rights.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what they got. Somebody got shot and killed.
And you
think it's not autocratic?
Okay, Daniel.
Or worse than that.
Daniel, do you see what happened? How about Ejura? Okay, this is an example of what transpired. We know of the Ayawaso wagons shooting. West. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the correction. And then now we're seeing this shooting. We heard of the Zongo 7. Okay, why?
Okay, so
Aliko, if I can draw a correlation real quick. What happened to Ejura is as a result. You see how street life, when they want to take somebody out, they write your name on a paper and it's gone. That's what happened to Ejura. And MCE gave a warning letter to Kaka for expressing his opinion, and the next minute he was gone. Strike it all the way to what happened to Ahmed Swaleh. Someone sat in his radio station and called for his head, and a few days later, that man was gone. So that is the system that we are practicing today in Ghana. So that's the correlation I wanted us to draw.
North Korea president is actually doing that. Not the North Korea is doing that as far as democracy and Francis.
Yeah, I think that for your thing is the thing is breaking up. Prince, I'll let you come in, but Daniel, it's difficult to wrap your head around, the correlation that Arnold just, established, right? When it comes to this shooting and killings. Now, we've all lived in Ghana for so many years. We're all Ghanaians. I think this is about the first time we've seen the rampancy of these things, right? People have lost their lives one way or the other, but these things it seem to be too concurrent, and we haven't seen this before in the history of Ghana, right? And so people be now in the exception of the
we've seen it before.
No, wait.
We've seen it before.
I was going to fine tune my comment in the exception of the military era. Okay, that's what I mean.
We are talking of the constitutional era.
Not only in the military era. In the constitutional era, some of this has been happening. Just that what is happening right now is in a higher proportion.
That's what I'm saying.
Since 1992, every election year, people get killed. It could be the NDC in power. People get killed. The MPP in opposition will make noise. When they come to power, no justice for the killed people. Right now.
Let's correct it. Let's correct it. No, let's correct it. Let's correct it. Let's correct this. Let me correct this. Okay. When political parties...
This one is different. This one is
when
different.
They clash. No, hold on. Please, let me clarify this. Let me clarify it. The difference here is that when supporters meet during election time, somebody loses their life, it's most unfortunate. But where you have state-sponsored terrorism, where the soldiers, the police are the ones doing the killing, that's a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what we're talking about here.
And apart from that, what I was also comparing that to the recent shooting of people, which is not in connection to political election processes, or it's just purely someone demonstrating for trying to express their rights, right? Trying to express their views on what is not going, things that are not going right in the country, and loses their life in that manner is what I also linking it to. Okay, these things are becoming, and then it's unfortunate that Joe also calls a group of people that were killed and compares them to armed robbers. Like, as a leader of the Republic of Ghana, you even if they were armed robbers,
as a lawmaker, he is a lawmaker,
bro. Even if they were armed robbers, come on now, like that extent of demeanor of human life of the people that you're ruling, the people that literally put you into power, is appalling. I've met Joe Owusu. He came to she came to Chicago. We met. We did a couple of things. But I'm heavily, I of course, I have all of the kind of respect that I had for him. But I completely lost it. For a leader and a lawmaker to make such a statement to fellow Ghanaians, I'm Ghanaian too. Literally, utterly no respect for human life. It's unacceptable. But he's going to come to America. He's going to come here and have meetings
and abide by the law
and do stuff. And that type of thing is not allowed here. And I'm sure he probably has families here, which he does. And I'm just want to use this opportunity to express my utter disappointment with that comment that he made. But Prince, you've had your hand up for a long time. Please go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let him talk.
So I would say that, look, military should not be involved in, should not even shoot or fire any shots on internally within the country or within the territories of the country.
Yeah.
You live in America, right? I don't think the military has the right to shoot or to even fire a shot within the internal territories of. Exactly, it won't happen. So if you have a country where the military are the first people to respond to any issue about riot control or any issue about mass gathering, what do you call it? I mean, it's something that
Alinko, can I come in briefly?
We need to be very objective about this, but I would personally want to move away from this conversation. The thing is, I was really hoping that we would make this conversation about the diaspora and how they fit into the fix the country agenda, because it's important that we move past what the problems are and move towards how we all mobilize ourselves towards pushing for this agenda, because I feel that this movement is in, we all agree that this movement is in for Ghanaians. But then how do we mobilize? How do we rally behind this movement to ensure that the changes that this movement, that Ghanaians across the globe are voicing out, would be implemented? And I believe that this is how I feel we need to move towards the conversation. I believe strongly that, one, the diaspora has a role to play in this movement. The diaspora, you have people all around the world who have seen different systems and how different systems operate.
Yeah.
One, we all have families back home. We can engage them. We've seen these systems and we need to talk to our families. We can also come together, mobilize support for this Fix the Country movement. Look, the truth is, all this while, we've maintained that we are a non-partisan movement and that these movements, some of these things cost money. How do we even finance the movement? Because trust me, if the political powers that be decide to sort of strangle this movement by trying to starve or block every means possible, every mobilization effort or every funding measure that we have, then it means that they are trying to curtail the movement. And it's important that we drum home this important agenda.
Bro,
I would entreat everyone listening to us. I'm coming. I would entreat everyone listening to us. Just go to, we all have internet. If you want to find any information information about this movement, go to www.fixthecountry.gh.com. Every information that you have, every information that you want, how to donate, how to organize yourself, what to do, how to sustain, it's there. Make sure that we all abreast ourselves with this information as well. And
Prince,
I believe that's how we
Prince,
can also
Prince,
Hopefully
I'm not mistaken, but I don't think that Fix the Country is a different entity aside of the entire population of Ghana, which is trying to do something that other Ghanaians are not really concerned about. I don't think so. I think if that is the case, if it's a movement on its own, okay, then that is separate, because I'm not privy, I'm not aware of funding and all of that. I think it's something that was started that everybody hones in, and all Ghanaians are adding their voices too. So if you're going on demonstration, it's the whole Ghanaian society that is going on a demonstration, especially those who think that things are not working well. Is that a case, or this is just an independent organization?
So like you're saying, it's an independent. It's not an independent organization. It's an organization that represents the Ghanaian.